Story 1. MIL just wants to sit and hold the baby. And while holding the baby is incredibly helpful, we just got home from an emergency C-section due to severe preeclampsia. I was in the hospital for 5 days because BP couldn't be controlled. We get home and nothing is obviously ready, even the nursery or bedside changing table and bassinet. My husband's mom and sister come down to visit, and all they want to do is hold the baby and shack up in my living room. The first day here, his mom encouraged me to get up and move around, as she could tell I was falling into a depressive state since nothing in the house felt right enough for baby. So I did just that. But, here I am doing all the cleaning up of trash, food, and spills that his family are leaving around the house while having everyone tell me, "You should be resting." Like, yeah, I should be. But also, who the hell is going to take care of the house? I wish I didn't have to tell anyone, "Hey, I just got completely gutted open and traumatized. I'd really like to just bond with baby and not have to worry about my house being a mess." Husband is labeling me ungrateful because I expressed to him that me and him just went through an incredibly hard transition and experience, and I don't believe we should have to host guest or cater for anyone right now. Advice? Comment 1. I had a long-term ex who couldn't say no to his mom. She did the same, where she fixated on this girl at our church, telling him she's his type, to date her, etc., etc. Yeah, he did just that, and the satisfaction when his mom started to hate that girl, because she had a bigger spine than me and knew how to stand up for herself, was amazing. Ex ran straight back to me a year later, but we didn't last long. He still couldn't say no to his mom, and by then I knew how to walk away with my dignity. Comment 2. This is very stalkerish sounding, lol. I wonder if the new girl knows that his mommy is the one who suggested he date her while he was in a relationship. Either way, Mil will be treating her like shit soon enough, if not already, and she will be posting in here in no time. Comment 3. She'll be ruining their marriage soon enough. Comment 4. His mom will eventually treat the new woman terribly, too. Just wait until his fiancée tries to pull him away from the family by planning a vacation for the two of them. Comment 5. Also, this is primo time for you to learn to stand up for you and your baby. Tell everyone you just need some rest and baby time and go lock yourself in the bedroom with snacks. Comment 6. You are right. Thank you for volunteering to do the dishes so I can rest with my baby. Comment 7. Take your baby to your room and tell your husband that you're very grateful he is there to entertain and clean up after his family while you rest and bond. Comment 8. OMG, this is horrendous behavior. They should be encouraging you to rest and recover, with short walks to encourage healing. Your spouse should be handling this unbelievably rude behavior. Comment 9. Honestly, I'd take the baby to a hotel and leave them all there with their messes. This is bullshit. Comment 10. Take the baby into your bedroom with you and shut the door. Don't lift a finger to clean up after his family. Maybe after a few days your husband will realize his family is of no help at all. Story 2. The woman is sick. Trigger warning. Mention of pregnancy loss. I've been a long-time lurker, but this is my first post. Thankfully, my husband has a titanium spine, so we've managed issues with my JustNoMil pretty well. Things just escalated though, and I needed to vent. Background. I, 40F, grew up with my husband, 41M, and his mom was like a second mother to me. We dated in HS in college and then lost touch for 15 plus years before reuniting and getting married. He would always say that she was constantly lying, but it was never in ways that were obvious to me or impacted me, so I didn't think much of it. Fast forward to 2022, she was caring for her elderly mom and was suddenly very evasive whenever we tried to call and arrange a visit. Then, one night, she called us at 11 p.m. and said, "Come to XYZ hospital right now. Don't ask questions and don't call anyone." Well, we hopped in the car and I called her back and was basically like, "Stop playing games. We are grown people. What is going on?" She tells us that she rushed her mom to the hospital and she's dying. We get there, and the nurse tells us privately that they've been there for weeks and she thought it was strange no one came or called to say goodbye when they had been telling her to make arrangements for final goodbyes for at least a week. JustNoMil kept the 91 years old matriarch of the family away from everyone else in the entire family simply because she does not speak to her own sister, my husband's aunt, and did not want her to be able to say goodbye to their mom. The reason JustNoMil stopped speaking to her sister? A disagreement over a birthday party 20 plus years ago. You guys, I went and see her 2 days later when grandma died, because that is some sick level of nastiness I can't get behind. So, I get pregnant with our son at the end of 2022 and my husband tries to get us to reconcile. I was open to it, but it fell apart very quickly. Essentially, she said that I needed to thank her for my husband's birthday gift since I benefited from it, concert tickets, and then she would congratulate me on being pregnant and we could talk about everything from there. As you can imagine, even though SHE made the request and set the terms, she did not uphold her end and was really disrespectful. This was when my husband went VLC with her as she thought she would have a normal relationship with him after disrespecting me. I decided that if we were to reconcile, it would have to be after I gave birth, because I couldn't deal with her manipulation and pregnancy hormones at the same time. It's been almost 20 months since our son was born, and she had not laid eyes on him until this past weekend when we were out of town at a family funeral. She ran up to my husband shrieking and carrying on like he had been lost at sea and was just rescued, and she tried to ignore me and the baby. My husband confronted her briefly, but didn't want to cause even more of a scene. I honestly think she was expecting only my husband to go down, and we found out last night that one of the lies she has been telling some people to explain her lack of contact with our son was that my circlage failed and I lost the baby. I cannot even begin to explain how sad it is that I am not surprised that she would do something so sick. Now, at this point, she is dead to us both. Comment 1. Just being you isn't good enough, says the woman who raised you to be what you are. Good job, Mom. No amount of stale pastry is worth this. I'm glad you got away. Apparently on a cat. Comment 2. When she gets like this, I often go into a kind of fugue state. That's called dissociating in response to her abuse. Comment 3. Don't open the door. Drop-bys get left standing on the doorstep. If she pounds and screams, call the cops about the crazy person at the door and let them cope with her. She does it because it works. It works because you let it work. Stop letting it work. Comment 4. Not only is she sick, I go with dangerous as well. To think it was okay to say her grandchild died, that it's her right to spread a lie so painful and heartbreaking in an attempt to save face with these people? It's terrifying to think someone's mind, your ML no less, works this way. You are right to go and see. The less she knows about you and your family, the better. Be vigilant, OP. Types like her rarely make a hasty exit. She's not done yet. Comment 5. Her reasoning for not talking to you/her son doesn't make sense either. If someone told me, oh, I don't talk to my DL now because she had a miscarriage, I'd have so many red flags popping up in my head. Comment 6. Imagine the level of evil you have to be to tell people your grandchild died just to save your own reputation. Comment 7. Of all the things I've read here, that is one of the most messed up shit any ML has done. Story 3. Apparently, some MIL get sick immediately after DL gives birth. When my daughter was born, my ML couldn't stay at the hospital for 4 days because she got sick and was almost fainting like the whole ride home. However, she stayed in the hospital for months when my SL got hospitalized for some disease. My neighbor gave birth yesterday. Her ML is sick now, and the son is taking the mom to the hospital while his wife is still in the hospital with her mother. Is this a cry for attention or the drama to escape the responsibility of being around the hospital with their DL? My MIL genuinely doesn't want to be with me at the hospital. I gave her my bed while sitting on the chair, 2 days after giving birth. Comment 1. It is disrespectful and she doesn't care. Anytime she puts a pillow/towel, etc., I would remove it, and you can say to her, you seem to be very forgetful. Maybe you should see a doctor about your memory failing. We've already told you this is dangerous and we aren't doing that. If, when she does it again, tell her, until you can respect us and our decisions with our son, you will not be seeing him. Your husband seriously needs to talk to her. I should really do that. I am not confrontational, so I tend to let it be and then remove it or watch the baby. Husband tells her off all the time too. Comment 2. Instead of continuing to tell her how to do things safely, just repeatedly say, "We are not interested in outdated advice and would like to use current advice on keeping baby safe. Please stop making recommendations," or something along those lines. Be direct and shut down everything she says. Comment 3. She heard you, she knows, but she refused to listen. She disrespects you as a parent and thinks she knows better. She doesn't want to accept that she is not in control anymore. She thinks that her way is the only way, and you showing another way is attacking her parenting. Well, she showed you what she will and can do, and it's up to you if you will tolerate that. Comment 4. Main character syndrome. We had a huge drama regarding the first Mother's Day we had LO. Hubs told his father off and ended the call. Neither hubby/sibling nor their father ever did something for Mother's Day for ML. But as soon as my first Mother's Day came up, she needed her fair share. Comment 5. My ML got a new puppy after I announced I was pregnant. Then she scheduled a surgery, legit needed but not urgent, within days of my due date and expected to temporarily move in with us for her recovery so someone could care for her. At the same time, I would be recovering from having a baby. She made a much bigger deal about her surgery than us welcoming our new baby. We did not let her stay with us, and she had a family member move in with her to help her out. We enjoyed our time of peace since neither of us could drive to visit the other for a few weeks. No matter what we are going through, she always has something bigger going on. She's never been able to simply be happy for us. Emails like this are too exhausting to deal with. Comment 6. My poor Email whined that she was left all alone in the waiting room of the hospital while I labored. Nobody checked in on her. She was told well beforehand nobody would be in the room during labor or delivery except husband. I fixed that though. We simply didn't tell her for the next one. We couldn't have her be lonely, could we? Comment 7. I'm South Asian, and I've heard of this happening to friends of mine. Apparently, it's a stereotype. The MLs panic that their son is focusing on the DL and new baby and make up an illness to get all the attention. Then they'll say that the DL didn't look after them while they were ill, because they're literally recovering from birth. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we will see you in the next video.